Now here we have the multiple things, like you can see on top side you can see the models, on below we have families. Now what exactly it is, what is a model, what is family, मतलब किसको क्या बोलना चाहिए basically. Okay, when you people call it is a complete BIM model, when it is called only a family. Okay, so those things we need to learn. So this is your main home screen. Okay, now once you open your main home screen, then you need to go to the respective template. Now what is a template? So as I said, in Revit we have a three discipline, like architecture, structure, and MEP. Okay, now for all these three disciplines, Revit has predefined few elements or few properties for each of them. Okay, let's say as an architect, I want to do some architecture modeling. Then I'll prefer to open the architecture template because I may find some of the architecture element or some of the architecture families in that particular template. If someone is from structural background or if someone is from the MEP background, they can find their relevant data into their template basically. So template is nothing but a kind of a standard, okay, predefined for the particular discipline or the for particular industry we can see. I'm not saying only discipline because may Revit use in oil and gas industry. In that scenario, might be you're working for structural element for oil and gas industry. So you need to import some of the oil and gas equipments inside your structural template. In that case, you need to either create or you need to append directly. If you have a ready-made available, if or someone is creating for you, then you need to take those families from them and then you need to directly import those family inside the Revit. Okay, so when you're opening the project first time, here I have model and families. Okay, so if I click on new, so here you can see the template file are there. So right now I have a construction template, architecture template, structural, mechanical, system, electrical, and plumbing. So these are the some predefined template. If you want to customize your own template, okay, that also you can do. And you can, if you save somewhere, you can directly browse by clicking on this browse tab. Okay, so wherever you have saved your template, you can directly simply select it and open it. So whatever the standard you have defined in that template, all standard will be appeared on your model, and then you can start the modeling. Now here we have two options. So whenever we are clicking on or creating any new project, you have two options. Either you want to create a project or you want to create a project template. So template, I think everybody's understood what exactly the template it is. And now project means is a complete project. Means whatever the things we are creating, okay, all those elements, okay, will be involving into the one project element. That is nothing but your project. So let's say I'll simply click on OK and my main window will open. Okay, so this is your actual Revit screen where you need to model, create your BIM models. Okay, it doesn't mean like with respect to the your disciplines like MEPF, structural, and architecture. Okay, so here these are the tabs available over here. Like architecture, I can find the architecture element over here. Structural, you may find the some structural element. If you go to steel, some of the steel elements available, precast is available, and if you go to the system, all MEPF element will be available over here. Like HVAC is there, fabrication, mechanical, plumbing, electrical, everything. Okay, so according to your domain, we need to define the template and then we need to start creating the BIM models. So as per our curriculum, we need to focus only with respect to the architecture point of view, okay, or with respect to the architectural element. So if you click on architecture tab, so these all are the elements available inside architecture, like wall, door, window, component, like how we have a building elements. Similarly, we have the same elements, and by using those tools, basically we need to create the complete model or the complete geometry inside the Revit. Now, important question here. We need to, like, for project template, project families, then your Revit project, all these we have a standard file format. Okay, like everybody knows, for AutoCAD we are referring .dwg file format. Okay, now here in Revit we have a four types of file format. Why four? If you remember, if I click here, okay, I have two disciplines over here. Two disciplines means not architecture, structural, and MEP. Two major component inside the Revit. One is your model here, and one is your family. Now, what exactly the model and what exactly the family? Okay, so we'll start with family. Family is nothing but a single standalone component. If you see in the below image, there's one small table. Okay, this is nothing but family. So whatever the elements or the furniture, not only furniture, like CCTV camera, monitor, one like cable, then a small door, then a small, like, any of the hitch element, everything. Hello. Okay. Okay, so basically those elements generally called it as a family. Okay, so like any table if you want to create, okay, or whatever the elements are available predefined, if you're importing those elements inside your Revit model, is nothing but your family. So all the single elements is nothing but your family. Okay, and when we are saying a model, is nothing but combination of all elements or the multiple families. Wall is also a kind of one single family. But when we are creating wall, doors, all everything, floor, everything in the one model, then that particular model generally called it as a complete project model. Okay. So for all those things, we have a standard or separate file formats. Okay. Our main file format for Revit is .rvt. This is your main Revit project file. For family, we have .rfa. Okay, okay. These are the two main file formats we discuss. For models, we have .rvt, and for families, we have .rfa. Now, when I click on this open, again here you have one more project template file format. So whenever you are creating or whenever you are saving this project as a your project template, then for that template, again we have a one standard file format like .rte. Okay. So for project template, what we called .rte. Clear? And the last one, we have the .rft. Now what is RFT? Clear? Any question?
What is RFT?
Hello.
Hello, sir. What is RFT?
RFT. So like I told you, for project we have one is model .rvt, second is .rfa for family. Similarly, for project template, that is nothing but RTE, and for only for the project this RFT.
Okay.
Clear? Any question? Okay, no.
Rahul, you can continue.
Now, next we have okay. So we discussed about the interface, then project template, now project browser. So if you go inside Revit, okay, let's say I'll open the architecture template for time being. Okay, so when you open this window, here we have two main important functions. Okay, on your left hand side and on your right hand side. So left hand side, a properties palette. Okay, so you can see this complete box. This is your properties panel, and on your project browser, here we have the level, means a project browser. Okay, now what exactly this will do basically? So properties panel, which will help you to understand the properties of each and every element. Okay, so whatever the things we are defining inside the Revit, maybe it's the wall, floor, door, whatever, each and every item. For that particular item, it will give you all the details of properties. Okay, right now I don't have anything, so it's showing me the properties of my this view, level 0 view properties visible for me. You can see the view scale is 1 is to 100. Then the orientation for this particular view is project north. Okay, here I can control the visibility graphics. The crop view is enable. Okay, then I have the options of this rough underlay options, extended identity data. So multiple things are there. Okay, don't worry about it. You might not get like understand what exactly these things are. Okay, but when you're actually practicing with Revit, or when you're actually start creating the model, then one by one we will try to go in detail and understand the each and every element. Okay, and on your right hand side, the project browser. So this plays a very crucial role when you are defining or when you are creating your BIM models. Why? Because here basically we are controlling all the levels. Okay, because this is my only one surface or only the one space. So like how do I know on which floor I need to create, on which floor I need to put the equipments, on which floor, at which height? Okay. For this, basically here you will get all the details of the floor plan, ceiling plan, 3D views, elevation, sections, schedules, everything. Okay. Whatever the major data we required, okay, all your GFCC drawings, schedules, how many quantities required, how many number of doors, how many number of bricks, all the quantities and everything basically we need to create inside the project browser. So right now if you see, I have opened my floor plan level 0 and level 1. Okay, similarly I have the ceiling plans, 3D views, elevations. Apart from that I don't have anything. Okay, there are some, this is with respect to the documentation, legends, schedules, sheets, families, groups. Okay, this is the documentation part. With respect to views, I have only this four panel or four commands now enable. So whenever you are defining or whenever you are creating a new level, okay, automatically floor plan will get updated as a level 3. So right now let's say I have level 0 and level 1. If I want to create a level 2, okay, means second slab, third slab, fourth slab. So whenever I'm creating these slabs, automatically here floor plan will get created. And whenever you want to create something, let's say I want to create a small swimming pool on the seventh slab. So I need to simply select, let's say level, I have opened level 1. Similarly, I need to select the level 7, and here I can create a simply one swimming pool like this. Suppose this is my swimming pool, just for example. Okay, so now where I have created this on level 1. Now if I again want to jump to the different level, maybe level 4, level 5, or level 0, if I click over here, you can see I don't have anything on the level 0. So to sorry, okay, to organize and to manage the views, sheets, data, schedules, everything we need to perform on the project browser. Okay, so these are the two very important panels or the properties we can say. One is you have a properties panel toolbar, and on your right hand side we have a project browser tools toolbar. If both the toolbar are not visible for you, how you can turn on? You can see right now I have closed all these things. If you simply right click, so here you can find the browser option. Okay, and just simply say project browser. It will directly turn on the project browser. Similarly, if you click on the properties, you can see the properties panel also and turn on over here. Okay. Now here we have some tools. Generally we call like this is a quick access toolbar. Okay, so whatever you want to access fast, you can select it from here like save, print, then some dimensions, arrow, text, 3D view, sections, and thin lines. Okay, and for this we generally called it as a quick access toolbar, and here these are the tabs: architecture, structure, steel, precast. For this element generally we called it is a tabs, and under this we have the panels. Now the build is from this wall to the mullion. For this complete one box we generally called it as a panel. So build panel, circulation panel, model panel, room and area panel, opening panel, datum panel, and work plan panel. And inside this we have the either tool or you can say command, the wall command, door command, window command. Now if you see, whenever I'm clicking on any of the element, these properties will automatically get changed. Let's say if I click on Windows, you can see it's showing me all the properties of Windows. Okay, what is the cell height, image, comments, mark, what is the IFC parameter I have defined, everything it will show you. Okay, so whatever the data you have available, okay, with respect to the this your Revit environment, so all the data will be visible. Now if you want to add or customize something in this, is also possible. If you go here, so here you will get a more details. Okay, so clear what is the project browser, what is the properties, and the file formats. Yes, no.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now next point we have how to start the project. Okay, so how to start the project, like I told you how we have opened the file. So this is the first file we have opened. Once you open the file, now first thing you need to understand what you need to do. Okay, so here we need to do some settings, like we need to create the levels. Maybe you need to define the dimension, the units first. Okay, like this some basic settings we need to do. So these settings we can actually perform during when we are executing any of the live projects. Okay, so this is the plan where which we are creating in your curriculum. Okay, so basically everyone needs to create this plan. Okay, so this is from third to seventh floor plan for wing A. Okay, and if you see from here to here, we have the complete parking level. Okay, so might be
This plan and PDF I will share with you after this session so that you can work on it. Okay.
sorry. Okay, yeah. So whenever we're actually starting with the Revit, so might be this will be your input, first input, which you need to refer for creating a 3D BIM model. Okay, so here you may find all the details. Okay, what is the wall size, the room size, everything, and simply we need to link or import this plan to your Revit environment, means here, and then you need to just trace with respect to the wall. So automatically, if you trace the on the 2D layout, automatically your 3D data will get generated. And then if you switch on 3D mode, then you can directly visualize the complete 3D model. Now, but this is just a dummy 3D model. When we are saying the rich information rich 3D BIM model, which contains all the informations. So if you see here in this plan, I know only the wall thickness, but I'm not aware what is the how much brick layer they have given, how much plaster, which paint, okay, what is the quantity of plaster. Nothing. Here. Those things will not get clear. Okay, only the 2D layout is perfectly. But when you are creating the same element or same 3D model over here, so let's say if I put a wall simply here, and if I want to add the thickness for this particular wall. So what I will do, I'll simply go here and I will add the thickness here. Now here I can actually define the, let's say my overall wall thickness is suppose 300 mm. So I can actually define 200 mm is my brickwork. Then 50 mm my internal plaster, 50 mm my external plaster. On top of that, I have 5 mm paint layer. So this thickness is which will give you later on the schedules. Okay, let's say if you put a 50 mm plaster, okay, then how much concrete, how much sand, okay, how much cement, those things you can easily calculate based on this. So this data basically you will not get it from any other 3D modeling software apart from Revit. Okay, there are so many other softwares as we discussed earlier, like MicroStation, ArchiCAD, and so many things where you can do the complete 3D modeling or where you can actually perform the information. But when you are taking the BOQs or when you are exporting the schedules or some kind of information, those informations cannot be generated from the other softwares. So this is the major advantage or we can say the plus point for Revit to become the most popular or globally no BIM recognized software. Okay, so how to save the project? Like I think everyone knows how we can save the project. Let's say if you open this project and here you have a save options. If you click over here, either you can save or save as. Okay, so what you want to save, as a template or as a project? This is your save option. Now we have the basic commands. Okay, so basic commands like how we can perform it. So these are all the tools which will be available and inside the modify panel. So the similar tool set, I think you already use it in AutoCAD or in any of the software. I don't know which software you have learned so far, but like this is the align tool, this is offset tool, move, copy, rotate, mirror. Okay, so these are the basic one. Okay, only we have some new tools over here, so that we will discuss later on, like when we are learning in detail. Okay, so here we have this tool is trim and extended corner, or here we have one tool of split element. Now, what is a split element? Suppose, for example, let's say you can see if I select this wall is started from this end to this end. But if I want to make some a curve surface over here, like a small balcony like this. Okay, so what I will do? Okay, so here we have one option, the split element. Now, this one entire element, I want to break it from the center point. So I will simply choose this option. I will select it somewhere here. Now, if you see, I have divided the entire wall into the two segment. Okay, the different. Then I can just slightly stretch a little bit over here, and here I want to create a circular, a small balcony type. Then what I will do, I'll again go to the wall because definitely we need, this is a wall. Then here also we need a small wall. Okay, I again go to the wall. Now, while creating the wall, you here we need to create a circular path. So here we have multiple drawing options for wall. Okay, so whichever the command you are choosing, so ultimately it will activate over here. Let's say I have right now chosen as a wall, then modify wall. If I choose door, then it will show you modify door. If I choose window, then it will show you modify window. So whichever the command or the tool you are activating, according to that your properties browser and modify panel will change. Okay, so now you can see all the properties here with respect to the wall only. Here all the modified tools will be working for only for the wall. So let's say I can define a small circle over here like fillet arc. So okay, something like this I want to create. Yes, you can see kind of this one structure I have created. And if I switch to 3D module, okay, so as we have created this wall over here on the first level, I'm just deleting these things. And if you switch to 3D, you can see on that 3D element we have created. Okay, you can adjust this wall because the height is too much. Generally, this is not this much. So like this. And here also you can see these are the walls. Only for this, you need to reduce the height. Okay, so then here you can make a copy of it and reduce the height for only for this wall. Something like this. Okay, so this is how you need to work with the modify tools. Okay, so some other tools are also available like array and the scale options. Now what is exactly the array? If I want to create multiple patterns with respect to the same diameter and same shape, I can simply choose the array options, and I need to give the either whether I need to create on vertically or the horizontally or the circularly. Okay, so just give the path automatically similar to this multiple elements will get created. Okay, and here we have few more options like split face, like how we work with split element. Then when you if you want to do with the multi-phase, okay, or like this specifically when we are working with family creation or when we are working with the model in place families, okay, then we need to work with split phase. Then if I want to apply some paint over here, I simply go here and paint, and let's say I want to apply this paint. So let's see, this paint has been applied on the surfaces like this.
So can you repeat this?
Paint one.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
this is just for the texture. Okay, if I go here on the paint section, so this material browser will pop up. Okay, and here you have the multiple materials. Okay, we are learning this like how we can create the material. Okay, so might be we will discuss this in upcoming sessions, how to create a material, how to assign the material. But from if you applied any of the color or any of the texture from this place, let's see if I want to apply the surface, see, like this. Okay, but now if I want to calculate the quantity for this wood, okay, this is wood pattern what I have applied. So if I want to calculate the quantity for this wood pattern, then I'm not able to calculate it. Why? Because this is not at all calculated anywhere. Why? Because I just applied as a paint. But if you click the wall, if you go to the properties, if you go to the edit properties, and if you click here, add one more instance, suppose, okay, like this here. Let's say this is my finishing element 1525, and here I want to apply the material of the same, let's say this roofing tile for temporary. Okay, and how much thickness I want to give, let's say for the finishing, let's say 5 mm suppose. Okay, in this case I can easily calculate the quantity because see this, can you see the pattern? So now if you choose the wall and if you generate the schedule, then it will specifically give you the quantity required to construct the wall. It may be the brick, it may be the sand, it may be the total total cost for the to build the particular wall. Okay, similarly, the for entire model, we can generate the schedules within a click. This is the main reason where we actually defining the materials from the type properties. Okay, now we will discuss those things in the next sessions, like what is the type properties, what is the instance properties, what is the major difference between this. Okay, because those are very important things or important elements to be considered before starting any of the modeling work. Because if you want to make some changes in only in one single element, okay, then you need to very carefully select that particular element and understand whether it is a type or the instance properties. Because let's say for example 200 by 600 thousands columns are there. Okay, but if you want to only made one changes or one different type of footing for the particular column, then you need to duplicate that element or duplicate that column, and then you need to define the properties. Then only it will happen. Otherwise, if you are making one change in one element, and if some other thousand element will be having the same dimensions, so those will also impacted. Okay, so this is about the type and instance properties. Clear? Any question? No? Okay. Then we have the visibility graphics. So where we can actually control the view setting. So right now I have opened my 3D views, and if I want to control something, if I press the VG, so it will appear a new dialog box like visibility graphics override. So here actually we can actually control everything. If I want to hide the wall, suppose, okay, from this my model, so I'll simply go to the wall and I will uncheck. Now you can see walls are not visible, but walls are present in my model. So basically, there's some good features, and this visibility graphics will be working with individual view. Okay, so if I turn off all the walls in 3D view, it means this off wall will be available only in 3D. If I switch the view, I can easily see the wall, because whatever the view setting you're applying in the Revit, this is the particular view setting is applicable only for the particular view. Okay, so whichever the views you have opened, maybe the top level, floor level, ceiling, elevation, whatever. Okay, or the sections. Okay, on the particular view, whichever element you are hiding, that element is hidden only in that view. It doesn't mean like if you are hiding the wall, it means the all walls will be hidden in the entire model. No, this visibility graphics will works with respect to each and every individual view. This is also a important questions. Just try to understand, and when you're doing some practice, then you might realize like how we are hiding the or uh, in single element or the multiple elements when we are doing the complex modeling. Okay, and last point, we have the project information. So definitely when we are actually starting the project, so we need to fill some information and we need to put some unit like starting unit for the project. So similarly, AutoCAD, if you press UN, you can find the units tab, the project unit tab, and you can define the multiple units over here. Okay, so for which discipline, let's say I want to define for HVAC or piping or the structural or the common. So common means architecture. Okay, so my right now my project units are in mm. So whatever the length I'm creating, it should be in mm. So let's say distance also I will put in mm. Okay, like this. Apart from this, we have the slope, the speed, time, volume, currency, everything will be visible. So whichever the data that required you, according to that you can define the project units. So I know for time being I need only a length and distance or max to max area when we are generating the schedule. So this only three parameter required for us. Okay. So for all those things I have defined the unit. Then just say okay. Now whatever the things you are going to create over here, which will be visible in millimeters. And for filling the project information, if you go to the manage tab and here you can find one project information dialog box where you can put the complete data. Let's say organization name, the description, which building, author. Then if you have some IFC parameter, then you can like feel free to put this data and project issue date when you have started, what is the project status, who is the owner, client name. Okay, then project address, project name, project number. Okay, so kind of thing. So basically why this information is required. So when you are generating the sheets or the GFC drawings, where you need to place this information. So the particular company or the person who is working on the particular project, he or she might know about the project scope of work and project detail locations. Okay, so where they can easily generate the GFC drawings. Okay, so this is about the project information. Okay, any question?
Rahul, can you show them as to what is there on the top right, the cube? What does it do? Pan, other elements like that.
This one you're saying?
Yes, yes. Show them what does it do. You know, to be
Yeah, yeah.
easier for them.
So I don't know whether you will understand or not, because here if you see right now I'm on the floor plan level. Okay, so when I'm switching to 3D mode, okay, so this cube will guide you the multiple directions. Okay, if I click on the top, it will give me the top view and it will show me the my north directions. So the what the balcony that I have created, which will be having the north facing, okay, towards this side. And if you want to rotate it or if you want to view into the multiple directions, you can see you can easily control. Okay, left, right, front, back, top, like this. Okay, and how you can uh like rotate the model. So right now what I'm doing, I have pressed shift button from the keyboard and I'm just moving my mouse by pressing that scroll button. Okay, so if you do like this, you can easily visualize the entire. Right now we have only four walls, but when you have a big structure and in that scenario you need to like rotate it and see. Okay, in that scenario this functions which will be more useful to understand about the navigations. Okay, and here also we have the more tools like zoom to fit, then sheet size, and if you right click here also you will find some of the options. Okay, or what is the recent command that you have used. You can see the we use recently project information, project units, VG, paint, and delete. Okay, so these are the five commands we recently used or the last used. Okay, then we have the options like zoom to fit, zoom out. Okay, if I click on zoom to fit, so it will fit my the entire view to my screen basically. And here also you have multiple options. Okay, if you want to find something into your project browser, you can find it easily. And this I already told you how to enable the project browser. Okay, so this is not required for us right now. System MEP and PNID. This is completely a part of MEPF. Just focus on to the project browser. Okay, and when you are going to the 2D layout, okay, so here you may find the some options. Okay, options analysis for the pan and all, like how we are using in AutoCAD, similar. Okay, clear.
Ra- Rahul, can you also show them what is this 1:200, the ones, the finer portion, the shaded portion, which is there? Yeah, that.
We already yeah, I'm coming to the same point. We already discussed about the scale. Okay, so if you see this is a view scale. Okay, so for this particular view, which scale you have set? So whatever the things I'm creating, or I am like making in this particular view, which should be, or which will be created by 1:100 basically. Okay, so if you click over here, you can see the multiple view scales are available. And if you want to customize, if you just simply click on customize and define your own scale, whether I need to 1:25 or 1:12 by 12.5 or whatever it is, you just define it. And so here we have some settings like okay, so if you click on here, we have the uh, we generally called it as a detail level. Okay, so how detail you want to see your drawings or the views basically. Okay, fine means it will give you all the minute detail. Medium means average details it will give you, and coarse means only the overview. Okay, so let's say, for example, if I have defined one of the fabrication element and I'm creating the GFC drawing for the particular fabrications. So in fine, I can easily recognize the diameter, the radius of the bolt, and even the threads, how many number of threads available for the particular bolt. But if I suddenly change this level of detail from fine to coarse, then I only visualize, or I only can see a one small circle which is representing the particular bolt. That's it. Means how much detail uh, level, or how much detailed particular view you want basically. So according to that, you need to define this detail level tab. And here we have the some rendering option, or we can say the specifically uh, some word for this, visual style. Visual styles, how you want to see your model. So if I click on 3D, and if I say the shaded, okay, so shaded means the slight color it will appear. If I say the consistent color, you can see texture has been changed slightly. If you say the wireframe, it will give you me into the complete wireframe mode like this. If you click on hidden, so it will give me the hidden element. Okay, like this you can define the visual styles. And here we have this sun path, shadow, and multiple options are there. Okay, we are only going to use the rendering option and these first two options. So these other options are not that much useful. Yes, it's definitely useful when you are doing some advancement, like this sun path is specifically using for the energy calculation when we are doing this daylight analysis and all. Na? During that time, this a sun path, shadow path, you need to require to understand. Okay, what is the time limit? Okay, what is your building orientations? Okay, what is the sun directions? Okay, what exactly at 12 noon, how much energy you are saving? Okay, so kind of a things, multiple options are there. Okay, where you need to utilize to define the energy analysis, or some of the no building performance analysis.